You. Viewers, our next speaker is Mr. Shaurabh Khan, and he will be addressing the situations and issues regarding the human race. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Priya. Bangladesh is under attack by their own government on their own people. It is very crucial time for Bangladeshi people. Every one of us should talk about Bangladesh, what happened right now. Our other speaker also going to talk about other area, they're going to cover other area. I'm going to specifically, I would like to talk about 5th of May, what happened in Dhaka, in Shapla Chottor. Let me read one article. If this is what Bangladesh government call a zero casualty operation, the fascist ultra-secular fundamentalist government of Bangladesh calls it is a peaceful zero casualty operation to chase out the most revered Islamic scholars and armless, peaceful, devotee Muslims from Dhaka who gathered there to demand appropriate punishment of some pro-government atheists and bloggers who have shamelessly insulted Allah, His beloved Prophet, holy wives. Islam and Islamic ibadat like a prayer, fasting, etc. If it is peaceful zero casualty operation, let me ask few questions to this government. Why they planned to launch the operation in the middle of the night? Why they cut off the electricity immediately after sunset in the whole area? Why all media were chased out and not let enter again into operation place? Why they forcefully stopped live broadcasting Digonto TV and Islamic TV? Shut down operation of these two medias. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bangladesh need your help from all over the world. This government has been killed so many people. They are still killing every day. We want to stop that. This is our point, and that's why we are gathered today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Friends, our final speaker for today's show is Mr. Mahbubur Rahman, the advisor of BNP, and he will be talking on economy and corruption. Please go ahead.
Thank you more, Priya, and MATV and MALDEN Media Center for letting us share some current situation in Bangladesh with the mainstream American media too, where we wanted to convey a couple of things. Apart from all the corruptions, lags in economy, still it's our country. So that's why we sometimes be with our current government, sometimes we are against. That's why we wanted to explain why we are against. Very recently, and very ironically, look at this, Priya. Bangladesh is under democracy for almost like 22 years. And there are 4 government has changed, right? But have you ever heard that a democratic elected government goes to parliament and asks for an indemnity for something they have already undertaken? I couldn't understand what is the logic behind it. So there is a lack of transparency. That's what I'm heading towards.
Okay.
For the last 4 or 5 years, we have been seeing that government has systematically awarding projects well up than the lowest bidder, even under the solicited bidding process. they do manipulation on the bidding system. And very recently in a district in Rajshahi, which is a parliamentary area, Rajshahi 3, where the current government's MP as well as the power state minister awarded a project, 100 megawatt project, to a Chinese company who has quoted 210 crore BDT more than the lowest bidder, who was a local energy producer, generation company. And it was been in the Prathamalo last week that they have mentioned that how systematically they did this rigging and manipulation on those bidding system. And this is a direct question against the interest of my country. And I wanted to ask my current government that if they really are serving for the interest of the country and the country's people, how come they can award something like this detrimental projects to a company who is not at all a lowest bidder, actually. Now, there's another thing I'd like to focus on is the capital market. For the last 3 years, there was a bit of optimism after the caretaker government, so-called prolonged caretaker government. There was an optimism, but I think this current government cannot wait for a success to be visible. They have attacked the share market in 1996, and this time they manipulated on the toppest. What they did is they have introduced that the sponsor director needs to be up to 10% or 20% of a company on the equity side. But what they did is they forcefully asked those sponsors to go for it so that they can create a pent-up demand, and so that the price can go up. So this share market has destroyed almost 3.6 to 4 million investors who went through turmoil situation because they had margin call, and most of their portfolio was liquidated. And this government hasn't taken any positive initiative so far. The other critical thing that I was trying to focus is the commercial bank.